Well, I welcome you to my tutorial of how DV draws his pics, but I'm going to reduce it a bit of time because this is the third time I'm trying this out, and I've wasted more than 1 hour and 30 minutes of it because some recording issues. So let's get to the point, okay? First of all, I use free programs for drawing. First is for the sketches, Sci 2 or Photoshop previously, but up to you which one you want to use. Second, Adobe Illustrator for the inking. And third and last one, Photoshop for the rest of the stuff like coloring, shading, etc. Well, I what you're going to see now is everything is finished in each step, but I'm going to be quick about it, okay? Hopefully this time it doesn't get effed up about it. So let's begin. It should normally open a Sage file, but I haven't got able to save it. Just the JPG about it, which is a whisper head from Sonic IDW comics. Here it's already done, sure, but let me explain how it has been done. First, you make a folder. Then you make a layer, and it gets into the folder. One layer with the violet edge for the head, and the blue color for it. The other one is hair, the application. Blue for head, in my case, and green for the hair. But we're not going to work with these ones. Next, we will be drawing the picture like usual. I have drawn it before, but again, the file got messed up. Hopefully this time works. Okay, honestly, we're done. Let me put a little reminder to easing up things when it comes to drawing Sonic heads for rookies. It's to use the ruler key. You choose ruler, ellipse. You got the tool here, and you can hold the control key and hold the click and move it around. Or stretch it like this. Oh, nice. Or Alt key and drag the borders and set it up for the size you want. You can still hold the Alt key and stretch it up around up for your likes. Again, that's up to you. We will choose the brush with the V key and do a circle, and from here progress on for the rest of the stuff. Again, I'm not going to work again with this because I'm tired of it. Once the big sketch, we will open the file, right click with open with Adobe Illustrator. But since it's already done, we're going to go for the already done pic, but we will explain how I've done certain parts of it. Here, you will normally start with the layer 1 here. It will be just a sketch. And block it with this key, which will be invisible for everyone, but you can click it and block it. Create a new layer, and it will show above with the finished product. Alright. Now let's go by steps. Before we start anything, we need to make sure that the layers is over here. You can separate it from the rest of the tools that were above here. This is just my style of workspace. That's the word. Forgive my English, it's not my natural language. And then we choose the stroke over here. You can enable it by clicking Window and Layers and Stroke activated. You might see it tiny or nothing. You can use this key up and down to enable up to this level of content. Next, we're going to make sure to enable a tool ready for a quick shortcut about it. It's the outline stroke for the spiky line art. We go into Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. We change tools for menu commands. We search for Auto and Object Path Outline Stroke. We made a Control D shortcut. It might replace a function from Illustrator, but depending if you need it or not, you may want to change the shortcut or something else, or override the shortcut and go for it. We save it and we go OK. Since it's laid down, we're going to ignore it. How do I do inked line art? Easy. First of all, we press the P key for the path tool, the pen tool, sorry. We click on the fill icon here and we disable it. So whenever we do a circle or something, it's not going to be white inside of it. It's a big mess. We're going to click the stroke over here and give it black. Bye-bye color window, we don't need you anymore. Unless you want to draw something with specific colors, but we're going to do it all in black. Now we lock again the sketch layer and we choose only the inked layer here. We give a weight of 2 points for my preference. And for example, I want to do this kind of curving. With the pencil selected and these options like this, left click only, one click, click, select the ending path, click and hold, and drag. Release. You want to continue over here, because without doing it, you will be drawing this ugly line. We do click and hold, drag, and while dragging and holding the click, hold the Alt key from your keyboard and look at the mouse. Now, release it. It should be different, but you can always click and hold and do the carving. Note that when we do this, it does have spiky effect over here. Cool, that's something we will learn later on. Well, we will learn now. Doing this kind of sudden turn makes the spiky lines. Sometimes it does automatically, other times not. Now, what else can we do? The important thing when inking stuff is the outline stroke I've mentioned before. This thing over here. Spiky, right? We choose the P key, do the curving, or straight. Now we say, I only want to do this part. Press the C key for the scissors tool over here. Left click on a desired area. Now, with the selected area we want to modify, Ctrl D, and it's modified. If you press the A key and drag these anchors around, it won't do nothing but drag only the selected piece. But we don't want that. With the A key selected still, we click away from the line art, we zoom in for precision, hover the mouse over the anchor, it's white, see? Now click and hold and drag. It's spiky. You can move the handle over here to change its shape as you wish. Or move this other part to make it more wider and different. We're going to ignore this. Now, what if we didn't cut this part? We got the entire line selected. Now we go to the profile over here and we got the line spiked up for both sides. You can vary it with these selections over here by default. You can even mirror it. For example, if I make the line like this, the entire line modified and stretch it from one point, you can... know what? Never mind. Well, yeah, you could do this profile over here and change the position. For the eyebrows, for example. Who knows? Up to you. Another thing I've got to mention is connections. We've learned how to make the curving with spikes and the double sides. Before we do the connections, I forgot to mention that if, for example, you've got a spike that looks weird, it doesn't do the spike format, you can always cut these two parts, select only this one, Ctrl D, and do the thing I said before. Easy. Let's continue. Last step when it comes to inking stuff. Well, not the last one. Okay, I've got another one. No, I already explained. Never mind. It's the spaces. See this part of the head? What if this part didn't exist? Whenever you use the paint bucket later on with Photoshop, it's going to fill with the color decide the entire drawing or part of it. So we're going to make sure that it's connected here with here. If it's crossed, you can crop it out and delete it, or stretch it out or in. Once everything is finished, we're going to make a square around the picture, but without touching the borders. If we don't have such square, whenever we export the drawing, it's going to pick these borders and making it look ugly, or even eating the pixel undesired. So we're going to make a M key or the rectangle tool, click and drag to your desire, but without touching the head out. Once everything's set, we're going to hide the sketch layer. It's going to end up like this. In the gap, the export file we'll get is the square we made and the contents inside. File, export, export as, type PNG, it should be a dog. What's up, dog? And we're going to use big PNG. It's already saved, but we're not going to overwrite it. We click yes, in this case, but it shouldn't appear, and choose resolution high, type optimized, and transparent. We will explain this one later on. Once we click OK, it's going to save. Let's get back to business. We choose the right click on the PNG file. Here it's not much seen, well here, yeah. But we will open the final product. I'm sorry again for being this fast, but I will explain better. Oh wait, no, let's do it another way. Excuse me. I know it's finished here, but let me explain differently. Like from the beginning, but different. Right click on the PNG file, open with Photoshop. Any version should work, but I prefer the CC 2017 because it's faster in some terms. Here we've got the liner, and it's transparent. Yay! We're going to click the right click at the layer here, and we will duplicate it. Okay? And we will give the new selected highlighted copy normal to multiply. It's going to be important for a reason I don't remember why, but it's going to be to prevent color from escaping. As we've done this, we're going to lock this by clicking each one, and for each one, the lock. We're going to create a new layer. We're going to click and drag it below. We're going to tap it white. And if you don't see this menu, you just click on swatches and color from the window setting. Or color only, or swatches, up to you. If you don't see this and see this instead for color, you can change it to hue, saturation, and brightness sliders. It's a preference of mine for making things faster. You're going to pick the white color, press the G key for the paint bucket, making sure opacity is 100%, and click it. And we've got a much better view for Whisper's Head. Once everything is set, for this you can make a layer between the ink layer and the copy of the ink layer here, and call it flats. Here I'm going to open the other file to save some big time. And we will have the pic like this, flats only, flat colors only. How did we do all of this, you may ask? Easy. We zoom, for example, this part, the mouth. We choose the copied layer for the line art or the original. It doesn't matter. Now, before we continue, there's an important point to say. We go to Edit, Keyboard Shortcuts. This time we choose Select and find the Expand or Modify, Control R. This will disable the ruler shortcut, but we might not use it at all. Once it's in Control R or whatever your preference is, watch out for any other key shortcuts. Then we choose OK and continue on. In my case, cancel. Now we press the W key, the 1 key. If it's not shown here, and it will show this one, hold click here and choose the magic wand tool. Now let's press the W key. We've already done that, yes. Let's shoot the mouth, for example, and it's already marked. Remember, if it's locked, the layers and the lines together, this will happen, the good stuff. Else it's going to escape to all of the picture, and we don't want that. When we zoom in with Control Plus, you see this part here. It's not grabbing everything from the line we want. If we fill the colors like this, white parts, it's going to be here, and we don't want that. So here comes the Control Alt part with the area selected with W in the inked layer or copy inked layer. We press Control R, expand by 2 pixels in my case. You can do 1 or higher depending on the liner stroke size. It's going to be a bit of line, but the coloring will be below the lines. It won't eat lines. That's the point. Now we choose the flat layer. This is locked, but let's say it's unlocked. Press the G key. In my case, I use a reference for Whisper the Wolf and zoom, hold the Alt key and click on the mouth, and we pick the color. Then left click on the project of ours, stay with the flats unlocked, and with the paint bucket chosen, we click and it should fill up without any issues. Perfect, right? Now we do this with the rest of the picture. However, you say, hey Divi, how do you do this? This dark part here, very curvy. This one over here. Remember the pen tool from Illustrator? Here we have the same thing, but called the pen tool too. Sorry. Left click on another side. We can do the Alt thing to carve out and spike out and join it to the beginning. Normally you say, I only want this part, for example. Now you right click, make selection, new selection, 0 pixels, and anti-alias. Click. And it's like the magic wand, but a selection. Let's pick the color, for example, and click it. Ta-da! Now let's say we don't want just this. We want, while having this one marked with the previous pen tool, we click here, for example, make another one, and press escape to remove the squares. Now right click, make selection and add to selection. We've got 2, and they're filled. You can repeat this as many times as you need. However, let's say I've made a square, but I don't want this part from the square. Now you choose the part you don't want with the pen tool. Right click, make subtraction selection, and color it in. Easy. But that will be the part for this specific area. Now let's say we want to shade like this. Not like a boss, but you know the drill. Let's say we want to shade Whisper's mouth. And we go crazy. We say, for example, we want to shade this part over here. So we do. Well, it's a quick example. I'm being an idiot. Oh, I ate this part. Oh, what am I going to do? I've linked it to the origin point. Now, right click, make selection. Yeah, I know. Click on the inked layer. Any of both. Hold the Alt key while the wand tool W key is shown, and choose the parts undesired. If it's going to happen like before, because I've just removed the ink layer from the selection, as you can see, else it's going to show the dark color over here, and we don't want it, you can just, Control R, expand, and just pick the color we want, and shade it with the pen bucket. I'm not going to touch this, it's too precious. You do this with the rest of the drawing. Make sure, for example, that for this part, you choose up to here, but you go inside the line art and not touch it. Then fill it out. Repeat the steps for the rest of the stuff. For example, if you just want to shadow this part of the eyes, because it's smaller, you choose the freckles area, went, you choose the specific area. This is a little fix I had later, but ignore it for now, unless you're perfect. And choose the shadows. Choose the Alt key held to choose it here, then darken the saturation and the brightness. And left click to make it like this. Same goes for the tiny stuff, like inside ears if required, etc. For example, this part over here, it was like this, now it's like that. Repeat the process and you've got the pic done. Sorry for making this tutorial very short, but I don't think there's anything more I have to teach. Oh, I forgot the lights. There you go. Well, sorry for the short tutorial, for the fast explanation. Things already done, but I've been tired of trying. I hope you have enjoyed this. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video, comment if you want. Please no rudeness or you'll be removed. And if you want to see more art from me, you can go find me on DV2 Art by the Discus, for Affinity, DV2 Fox, and Twitter, DV2 Fox. Note that you're going to find mature content inside. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you for watching and see you next time.